the military cleanup is just a paranoid rumor, isn't it?
Man, that is some bad footage. I don't know who's playing this game, but I don't think they know what they're doing.
Do you copy? Forget about Freeman. We're abandoning the base.
Yeah. Good evening, folks. Hope you all had a good work week. Welcome to the Game Reserve. My name is Jagger Newman. I'm the War in these parts, and tonight we're headed back to the world of Half-Life with the very first expansion pack in the series, Half-Life Opposing Force. This game was released, I want to say, about a year after the original Half-Life, and some of my younger viewers might be wondering what an expansion pack is. Well, in the days before DLC and season passes, if you wanted to add more content to a video game after its release, you had to create what's called an expansion pack. Essentially what this was just a pack that would add extra content to a game that you already had. It would typically be sold at a discounted price, and it typically made for good business. After the first Half-Life came out, there was a lot of demand for the series at the time because it was such a landmark in game design with its seamless narrative and what have you. However, Half-Life 2 is going to take a good long while to get made. So in the meantime, Valve got their kicks by keeping an eye on the modding community after releasing the source code for everyone to play around with. They also started talking to various studios who were interested in making an expansion pack. The duty eventually fell upon a little studio some of you guys might have heard of by the name of Gearbox Software, who today are probably most famous for the Borderlands series. I think this was actually one of their very first games, and it proved to be really successful. I mean, attaching the Half-Life brand to it was always going to be helpful, but a lot of people really have fond memories of Half-Life Opposing Force. In fact, there are a lot of people who state that Opposing Force is actually better than the base game. You guys all know my stance on Half-Life, though it's a game I very much respect for its contributions to the video game industry. It's not a game that I feel has held up particularly well, and that's sort of how I feel about Opposing Force. However, I can't deny how good an expansion pack this is, which is why I felt that I needed to cover it instead of skipping it and going straight to Half-Life 2. So, let's go ahead and get started on this. Yeah, so opening in a similar fashion to the first game. So in Half-Life Opposing Force, you take the role of one Adrian Shepard, Corporal Adrian Shepard, who is one of the Marines who was sent into the Black Mesa facility during the Residence Cascade in order to kill every living thing that happened to be there, including the human scientists. So, yeah, essentially what Opposing Force is doing, it's not necessarily serving as a follow-up to the original Half-Life, but instead it's showing the events of Half-Life from a completely different perspective, which I think is a really cool idea for an expansion pack. It also does a really good job building the world. You learn more about the Black Mesa facility. It's interesting to see things from the perspective of the soldiers. It gives more character to the soldiers. Paints them to be more human being than just these faceless grunts who were about as much a threat as the aliens were in the first game. It's just a really good idea. Well played, Gearbox. Some pretty good voice acting and dialogue for the time, too. Oh. Why do I get the sense this is going to be an unorthodox combat scenario? No! I'm too young to die! And again, really interesting seeing this from the perspective of one of the soldiers. Every soldier you encountered in the original game was out to get you. So it's interesting to see some soldiers who didn't necessarily receive their orders for Black Mesa and ended up sort of allying with the scientist.
Crab creatures have a unique parasitic strategy, don't you think?
And imagine just waking up in this. This would just be a crazy situation.
Species. These crabs can completely control their host's nervous system. Can you imagine what the next stage of mutation looks like?
I don't want to know, Doc. So one of the areas where Half-Life Opposing Force is often praised is in regards to all the new weapons they added. And the monkey wrench here is a really good example of that. It's like, you would think it would just be a stand-in for the crowbar, and you can't swing it like it, but if you hit the right mouse button, you can actually wind up for a bigger swing. It feels like there's more weight to it, and there are a lot of weapons like that in this game. Oh, that was violent. Didn't mean to do that. And I really hope that doesn't cause trouble for all the scientists in there. As for the controls, it's basically the same as it was in Half-Life, and I'm honestly not fond of that. You just move a little too fast. At times feels really imprecise. And that's a problem because, you know, precision is needed for platforming, and this game just doesn't have it. Yeah! Remember how many hits it took to take out a head crab with the crowbar? I love the wrench. I wonder if this was why they used the wrench in BioShock. It's almost the same, doesn't it? Oh, you little fricker. Get you. Little bugger. Aw, man, it's that guy again. This is all your fault, buddy. Get over here. I need to kick your ass. Don't you walk away. Hey. Open up. Darn security guard. Yeah, and just like the first game, there are a lot of really poorly thought out platforming segments in this game. However, I find that the platforming segments in Half-Life Opposing Force are generally better than they are in the base game, because they're typically designed like this, where you have something to butt up against when you need to make a jump, which is just better given the nature of the controls. So they at least learned from some of Valve's mistakes there. And this guy had a bad day. Nice knife. And this basically works in a similar fashion to the crowbar, so honestly, I don't remember using the knife a whole lot in this game. I think it does more damage, but the wrench usually worked just fine for me. In fact, they're gonna switch to it right now. It's just satisfying to just completely squash those things. Instead of a flashlight, you also have night vision goggles, which is also cool and unique to the character you're playing as. Hey, don't touch that. Don't do it, dude. Don't whiz on the electric fence. Yeah, so a big part of the game is just trying to find your way through the levels. Ooh, a Desert Eagle. Ain't that cool? So this is another cool weapon. Essentially, it's got the same power as the Magnum in the base game, And you can fire it about as rapidly as the pistol, but you also have a secondary fire. You turn on the dot sight, and that increases your accuracy at the cost of your rate of fire. So, pretty nifty gun, all things considered. Good workhorse weapon, too. Uh-oh. Wow! Eat 50 cal, you alien bastards! Size and scale of the graphics are still pretty good, even if the presentation isn't what it used to be. Still runs like greased lightning, though. The benefits of keeping up to date on your game to make sure it's always getting updated to accommodate better hardware. Groovy. Oh, get off the... Got caught on the darn ladder. Ladders are still pretty clunky, but not nearly as clunky as the ropes you have to swing on at certain points in the game. Uh-oh. Ladder. Whoop. Okay, guess we're not going that way. Oh, balls. Well, I'm sure Adrian has lived a full life. My entire life is flashing before my eyes. Remember when my Uncharted stream froze? Oh crap, now that's rising. Aha! Hey, it's that guy again. Open the door and let me in! Oh. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, guy. Now stay right there. I'm gonna put a bullet in your head. Son of a... Okay, nowhere to go. I need to get to that tram car there. Maybe I can use this as a bridge. Yeah, people always remember Half-Life for its combat and stuff like that. This is what you do for most of Half-Life in my experience. Just trying to figure out how the hell you get through the levels. And again, why can't I just jump on this? Why I gotta do that weird crouch jump thing? Hopefully I can get over this. Ugh. Looks very familiar, doesn't it?
This train
I wonder if this is what Freeman saw. Open up. Now I got the pistol from the first game as well. When I did the original Half-Life, I got one comment telling me I needed to turn the HD models off. And I get that, but at the same time, I don't love Half-Life enough to really want to look up how to do that.
I gotta say, that mall security job is looking pretty good right now.
How's that for shooting?
Come in, Cooper. Do you copy? Forget about Freeman. We're abandoning the base. If you have any last bomb targets, mark them on the tactical map. Otherwise, get the hell out of there. Repeat, we are pulling out and commencing...
It's cool how they keep talking about Freeman. You actually do catch a glimpse of Gordon Freeman later on in the game, which is really neat. There's my way out. Hey! Oh, you son of a bitch. Don't you look at me like that. Get back here! Well, looks like it's time for plan B, whatever the hell that is. Oh, hell. Whoa, where'd you come from? The shooting also hasn't seen much improvement from the first game. It's mostly hit scan. When you're fighting the aliens, it's just fine because most of the time it's either a projectile or a timed attack. But when you go to fight human enemies, which in this game are the Black Ops Marines, which I don't know if we'll get to tonight, it's still pretty crappy because they're hit scan, so if you're in their line of sight, they can hit you, so there isn't a whole lot of skill that comes about there. Oh, this looks precarious. That's worth a quick save, too. Even more precarious. Yeah, that's a place where you'd want to suck it in. Once again, grab a quick save in case I don't time this right. Oh joy, an incinerator. You know, I made a joke earlier about Black Mesa essentially being hell. It's starting to look like it now, isn't it? Oh boy. Don't you throw your shit at me. Man, kind of looking like an area from Half-Life 2, doesn't it? Again, Sears Ravenholm vibes here. There's no sense in hanging around here. Let's blow this pop stand. Get in there. Woo! And that would be it, I imagine. Another new enemy type. They'll either rush you or they'll shoot spikes at you. Not bad. Again, ah! Oh, no, no. You buckshot, you bastard. You leave that man alone.
Orders to silence the facility or these vile aliens.
I don't care what my orders are. I'm not killing you guys. Show a little gratitude. ungrateful scientist. I also want to remind you, this is you guys' fault. You guys are the one who opened up a portal to an alien planet. So, one thing that Adrian can do that Freeman couldn't is that he can actually climb on ropes. So, to move forward, I actually have to climb this rope and get up there. And I'm hoping I can make it here. Which I can. Just like climbing a ladder. You look up to go up, look down to go down. And you can swing from side to side. Though it's very clunky. Oh.
Corporal Shepard, we've been left behind as well. We're onto your position now. Stand back from the maintenance door. We're gonna blow it.
Hoorah!
Sir, looks like somebody really screwed up, Corporal. Seems the
Ain't
plan
that the
did
truth?
more than they could chew. Yeah, well, forget about Freeman. We've got to save our own asses. You with us, Corporal?
I'm with you guys. Let's get the hell out of here.
I got a bad feeling. Roger that.
Actually, it looks like we're a little ways off from encountering the Black Ops Marine, so we're just going to go ahead and call it for tonight. Okay, so Half-Life Opposing Force. It's more Half-Life. It's still got all the problems that Half-Life does. The controls are still a little finicky. There's not a whole lot to the shooting when you get down to it. It's very mixed bag. There's way too much platforming, way too many puzzles. But at the same time, it still has this unique feel to it. It still is fun to play Half-Life for whatever reason. It just makes you feel like a scrappy John McClane making his way through Nakatomi Plaza. But Opposing Force does make some honest-to-God improvements over the first game. There is more content, there's more weapons, there's more enemies, and interacting with the AI troops is also pretty cool. It also has the benefit of being just a little bit shorter than the original Half-Life, which honestly makes for better pacing, I find. The original Half-Life dragged on a little too long, so the short length here actually does wonders for the experience. It actually is a really good expansion pack. They could have just easily made it a level pack, but they actually tried to make it feel unique from the main campaign. So yeah, if you are a really big fan of Half-Life, I highly recommend Opposing Force because it really is something special. It's a shame they don't do anything like this anymore, though occasionally you will get a really good, alternate campaign as DLC. Nothing on this level these days. But yeah, pretty good game. Let it slide.